Wait, at this federal prison where they house all their fucking child molesters and pornographers, child pornography people, you couldn't talk to them or say anything to them. If you touched them, you caught another charge. So this group was just a group over there that you knew what they were and nobody fucked with them. You know what I mean? It's like you couldn't because you'd get more time. That's how they were protected inside the federal joint. The pedophiles were highly protected. You couldn't talk to them wrong or look at them wrong or anything. Way back then, now that I'm looking at it.
Oh.
And every day they'd come out of the dining room and they had a tree. And they had this little bird that would meet them every day underneath the tree, and they'd feed them breadcrumbs. And this one little bird would just be pecking around and eating what they threw. And I mean, it was a ritual. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, it was every meal. They'd sneak a piece of bread out and feed it. And there'd be like 10 of them standing there looking at the bird. And so one day I'm walking by them just as they're feeding the little bird, and there's the little bird right there. And a fucking hawk came out of nowhere and grabbed that little bird up and took off with it, right? And they said, oh, oh. And I cracked up fucking laughing. I was rolling with laughter, and they were so mad because I was laughing. I couldn't stop. I said, that's the funniest fucking shit I ever seen. You guys are fucking, you faggot motherfuckers, get away from me. I mean, that's the way it was. I didn't like them anyway, so I'm just saying. But it was really funny the way the hawk just swooped down out of nowhere and snatched their little bird up and took off with it. That's great. And then at the same place, it was foggy in the mornings sometimes. And one morning we're going to the dining room in the fog, and you had to be counted out of your unit, and then you got counted when you got to the dining room. So you had to go in a straight line because it was foggy, so the guard towers couldn't see you. So they walked you there physically to the chow hall. And well, on the way there, this guy in front of me, narrow walk, so we're walking to a side and hither and thither down the sidewalk. All of a sudden, a duck comes out of nowhere, goes bam into the fucking kid's forehead and drops him into the grass. He jumps up. He's a bloody mess. I mean, it's bleeding all down. And I mean, he's going, "Fuck!" I said, "Yeah, fuck a duck, man." I said, "God damn, man." He's going, "Fuck!" And so he ran up to the guard and told her what happened, and she sent him off to medical. But I thought that was hilarious right there. And then at the same place, there was this gangster from Pittsburgh. All right. And he was a little asshole, and he had no legs in a wheelchair. And he had this big dummy fucking Italian kid out of New York believing every word he said, right?
As his protector.
Wait, yes, to push him around and take care of him and his errand, be a good boy, you know, make his bunk and all this crap. So, you know, he was paying him, I'm sure. But the point is I knew real gangsters, so I checked the boy. Come to find out, they had tried to kill him in Pittsburgh. That's why he didn't have any legs. The car bomb went off and he survived it. That's how he ended up with no fucking legs. It wasn't no car accident. It was an intentional blown up car. So then he snitched on a bunch of people, and that's why they were hiding him out at that medical center up there. Yeah, but so one day, Big Boy was pushing him towards me on the sidewalk. You know, this little wider sidewalk, and I'm moving aside, you know, and I'm about ready to say hi to him, but all of a sudden, Big Boy accidentally gets the wheel off the fucking, off the concrete, and it bent crooked and caught, and that little fucking legless guy went onto the ground with a thud because he weighed about 180 pounds, probably with no legs. So it was like, "You stupid motherfucker, you goddamn son of a bitch, you motherfucker." I mean, it was like funny as shit. He was just spit. And I cracked up fucking laughing again. I just couldn't stop, man. I'm going, "Hey, good job, man. Good driving, bro." And then he came back at me and I said, "Look, let me tell you a little secret." I said, "I don't know if you know Mr. Mignano or not very well, but he's a very good friend of mine. He told me what happened to you, so all the lies you're perpetrating here need to stop, bro." He looked at me and he goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You goddamn know what I'm talking about." And I walked away, and he never spoke to me again, and he was kind of calm the whole time I was there. Yeah, and it was just because I threw a name. You know what I'm saying? So I met some really high up gangsters. I mean, for real, for real. These guys were straight up.
Well, maybe he just did that because he was...
I mean, that's why I love Newbie so much, because he was just like a New York, New Jersey gangster, boy. I mean, I mean, he shot somebody when he was pretty young, and he played the game real hard around Colombia and the whole southeastern region at one time. So, but the gangsters loved Newbie when he was in prison. He met all the boy mobsters from John Gotti and all them that got arrested up there. He met all these guys.
He was a likable person.
Well, me and Newbie both met them all, walking the track and sitting out at the ballpark, and we all hung out together. So, but these boys took a real liking to Newbie, and they wanted to help him. So John Gotti's attorneys that he had hired for his work, they were, came down and represented and helped him get his appeal done, and yeah, so they got him out of prison with the appeals they wrote. He would have never got out. I mean, he was doing 35 years to life for RICO.
Huh.
So he was down for a long time. So, but these big gangster lawyers came down and fucking got the appeals, and he was released within a year. So they knew their shit. And Newbie had to give him all kinds of money down there in Costa Rica where he's had it stashed. That bitch Susan Youngblood talked him out of all his money to send down there into that offshore gambling casino they're running down there, and she kept that boy's money right up until he died. Wouldn't give back that money. She finally gave him $4 million back out of all that fucking money she took. Yeah, I said, what the fuck? And now Newbie's dead, and Pat's all right, I'm sure. That $4 million, Pat was pretty stingy. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, she was not a.
No.
She was very.
So Newbie's suitcase is going to keep her alive until she's dead.
Yeah, she was.
And that fat bastard Carlton, god damn, what a worthless fucker he turned into. A janitor. And a lazy fat one. When he was younger, when Carlton
Yeah,
was,
but she just.
well, when Carlton was like 13, he wasn't fat. He didn't get fat until he was like 16. And then it was like he couldn't even get into the Corvette his daddy bought him. Newbie bought this boy 12 cars in 2 years. Brand new ones off the car lot, bro. Dad, I don't like the way this one drives. Or he'd get in it and say, oh no, you can't have this. This is fucked up. And this is how spoiled Carlton was. While Newbie and I was in prison, I drew up the blueprints, and we built Newbie Carlton's house from inside of prison. I did the prints, and then we were on the phone all the time and getting photographs sent in because there was no video or anything back then. So we built the whole place from inside a fucking federal prison. I'm just saying. And then he went out and got a job as a janitor. And all he does is sit on his fat ass telling 10 other people what to do. What a job.
Having fun. Hey, baby. What's up? Oh, well, come here. Hey, come here. You just want to go inside and get a treat? Is that what you want?
No, I'm happy right here getting a treat.
Oh, I think I'm better get in there and cook or something.
All right, so this works out really well because we don't have to go anywheres with the pot with bands. As I told him out here on the porch, I said, as long as we both do the right things, Vance, we can't get in much trouble. I said, you're already out there doing this anyway, so it's not like I'm doing anything but offering you an easy way to get it without any bullshit in the game. Because he's buying it from somewhere else, which is, you got to take your gun because you don't, that's how that goes in the nigger world. That's why this fucking Weedy was so retarded. He does have a nice new truck now, though. You hear me? He bought himself a real nice truck, and that was in the yard the other day when we drove by, so he was up there. But maybe not, because it looked like somebody had just parked it and ran in.
It was lifted off the ground. It was like a truck.
Well, it's a big truck.
Big truck.
Yeah,
Big black.
big black or dark gray with a camper shell on it. So if you see that, head for the truck and get the Webley.